In this video, we are going to find the equation of axis of symmetry for a quadratic equation. Now, mainly in this video, we are going to look at the standard form of a quadratic equation, but make sure to watch till the end as we will be looking at a bonus method to calculate the equation of axis of symmetry for any quadratic equation given to us. Now, the axis of symmetry is also known as a line of symmetry. All quadratic graphs definitely have a line of symmetry as they are parabolic in shape. And as you stand on this line of symmetry, you will see that this line will cut your graph into two exactly identical mirror images. Meaning, as you stand on this line, you would see the exact identical copy of the curve on your left side and on your right side. Since this line of symmetry will always be a vertical line, we know that the equation of every vertical line has to be in the form of x equals to a number. And this is going to be the number where your line of symmetry is going to cut the x-axis. Another very important tip is that the line of symmetry will always pass through the vertex. Hence, we should know that the x-coordinate of the vertex will always be equal to the line of symmetry as both have the same x-axis value. In order to visualize what an axis of symmetry looks like, you can take help from this graph that is drawn of the equation that is on the left in black, and the line of symmetry is actually going to be the line or the dotted line that is being drawn, which divides this quadratic curve into two mirror images. So in order to find the equation of this vertical line, we should have this basic concept in our minds that this is a vertical line and the equation of any vertical line has to be in the form of x equals to a number. Why is this true? Because every vertical line has to cut the x-axis. So what is the x-axis value that this vertical line is trying to cut? That is the value that we need to find out and plug in this equation in order to find this equation. So, finding out the equation of axis of symmetry. The first method of finding the equation of axis of symmetry is by using the formula which is x equals to minus b over 2a. In order to be eligible to apply this formula, you first need to know that your equation must be in the standard form, which in this case it is. After knowing that it is in the standard form, you should identify what is a, b and c in the standard form. So if I know that the standard form is y equals to ax square plus bx plus c, and comparing the standard form with my equation, I know that a equals to 1, b equals to a minus 3 and c equals to a 2. Using my formula minus b over 2a, I can now plug in the values in the formula correctly, and that is going to be minus b, adding the brackets so that I don't make any errors in the plus minus signs, divided by 2a. And this is going to give us x equals to a 3 over 2, which can be written as x equals to a 1.5. You can leave your answer as a fraction or as a decimal, whichever is convenient to you. And this is the method of finding the axis of symmetry for an equation in the standard form. There's also another very intuitive method for finding the equation of axis of symmetry. And for this, it's not a compulsion that your equation needs to be in the standard form. The only compulsion that you have for this method is that you already know your x-intercepts. So suppose that I already know my x-intercepts and I can see them on the graph. The x-intercepts are, let's label it as x1, which is 1, and the second x-intercept is x2 equals to 2. X-intercepts, once again as a recap, are points where your graph cuts the x-axis. So the x-axis values where this happens are 1 and 2. And the method for finding the equation of axis of symmetry is simply take the mean or the average of the x-intercepts. Why does this method work? Because we know through the symmetrical property of a quadratic graph that as long as I am standing on this line of symmetry, I should see the same curve on my left and on my right at the same distance away as it is on the left to as it is on the right. So the same rule applies when you are standing on the line of symmetry, and on the right side and on the left side you have both the x-intercepts, which should be at the same distance away from you. So you are actually standing in the middle of both of the x-intercepts. And in maths, we already know that how do we find out the middle of two numbers, or the average or the mean of two numbers. And how do we do that? We simply add them and divide by 2. So I am going to plug in the x-intercepts in this formula, which is going to be 1 plus 2 over 2. And this is also going to give us an answer of 1.5, which can also be written as in fractions as a 3 over 2. And this is how you find out the equation of axis of symmetry for any equation, whether that be the standard form, the intercept form, or the vertex form, provided that you know the x-intercepts. It's very important that you already know them. Subscribe to the channel and click on the notification icon so you never miss a new video. And do remember to give us a follow on Instagram for more amazing content.